we are expecting Nigeria to be number 1 or number 2, and that's why the issue of regulation comes in.
Yeah, despite the highest number of startups in Nigeria. So why is that the case? Some would say number 6 in Africa are not bad, but for you as an expert, we know how many startups now here, in Nigeria, many tech guys, that are doing wonderfully well. So why is South Africa beating us to it?
Now, one of the major issues is inconsistency about our policy. Lately, in the last 2-3 weeks now, we've been hearing about policy. About 4 weeks ago, we heard about FEC approving NSB, that's Nigerian Startup Bill. And also last week, it has been a debate, a lot of stakeholders engagement about NITDA bill as well. Now, the point is, and as of today in Nigeria, we know that we have only one computing regulatory body, and that is CPN, Computer Professional Regulation Council. Decree was given to them in 1993 during the former military president, Ibrahim Babangida. Now, NITDA, when NITDA came on board, NITDA was given the mandate to be an IT development agency. But as the bill coming up last week now, NITDA is trying to become an IT regulatory body. In their bill, they put a lot of fine for startups that is going to affect many of us. Startups paying certain amount of fine before you come up this. We are talking about startup. 2, 3, 4 guys, if you look at the world ecosystem, 2, 3, 4 guys coming together, individuals of different ideas, coming up with a product or a new idea. And you are saying they have to pay some, levy up to 3 million, 5 million before they can actually do a lot of things. We are not even talking about setting up their office, doing the registration, this and that. And we want to encourage more IT professionals, because as of today, I want to tell you that most of the solutions, one of the things that we can use in the last 3-4 years now, it has been ICT contributing to the GDP of this nation. But we want more. We want more, because most of the application, most of the things we develop, most of the things we use on our mobile phone, it's a foreign solution, except some of our fintech software. So how can we solve this? Do you understand? How can we solve this? Then we want more of these startups to actually come up. Do you understand? More of these innovation guys, so that when they come up, they can come up with some solutions. We won't be spending much. Do you know how much Nigeria has actually spent on purchasing a Zoom license? Millions of dollars Nigerians have been purchasing. You remember during total lockdown that many churches, even mosques, many organizations, everybody was subscribing to Zoom accounts. So what's stopping our startups to actually come up with a video conferencing platform? Do you understand? But the major challenges they are facing in that regard is that a startup, you want to have an office, you want to pay your tech guys, whether back-end or software developers. Then at the end of the day, the policy, NSB is coming up with their own Nigerian Startup Bill that has been given approval by the FEC. Do you understand? 2 weeks after, NIDA is also talking about series of bills. We also have CPN, Computer Professional Regulation Council. So which one should we follow? Which one are we looking at? We are talking about 3 bills now controlling IT sector. So how do you want improvement? How do you want guys to even know? That's why we are losing many of our tech guys, leaving the country. Many people even decided to work remotely for some of these IT companies in overseas. So that's where something is, and we are not developing our own ecosystem more, so that when it comes to rating, Nigeria should be number 1 in Africa, because we have the talent, we have what it takes, and we should be the best.
Well, Mr. Durosimi, I know that there are certain irregularities, even these startups. We heard about the crackdown on some fintech companies recently because they were not complying with CBN's directive. So, I mean, what about that? If we say, okay, NIDA is coming up with some policies, the ministry is coming up with some policies, is it not to, try and curb, some of these irregularities?
Now, about 6 or 5 companies that was, cramped down by the CBN, where did they get license from when they started their registration? We are not saying from whole and handle that there shouldn't be a regulatory body or a bill. There must be a law. There must be policy. In China today, if you don't use VPN, you cannot access Facebook. That's the policy. We are not saying there shouldn't be policy. Do you understand? Any company, any organization, any startups coming up. But what we are saying is that we are now having 3 or 4, regulatory body, which we don't even know where to go. We know CPN to be computer regulatory body. We know NITDA to be an IT development agency. But as our last 2 weeks now, what is trending, NITDA want to turn themselves to an IT regulatory body. They are also coming up with a bill, about 31 pages. Now, Nigeria startup bills also, about some weeks ago, and that has been, given approval by the FEC. If something has been given approval by the FEC, what else? So, we are not talking about like 3 regulatory body now for startups, for IT. So, what we are now saying is that, which one do you even want us to, follow? Which one we give license? Which one we give a mandate about some of these things? So that is where we are, what we are trying to say. We are not saying any organization, any company coming up should not be regulated. They have their own role. They have their own impact. There must be law in everything that you are doing. There's a policy, even in developed countries, even in America. There was a time they have to find Facebook that there are some information that got leaked and it's affecting the upcoming youth. So we are not saying the country or Nigeria or the Ministry of Communication should not regulate the IT.
But what are these regulations? What do they entail?
Now, the first one, CPN, Computer Professional Regulation Council, their regulation is, okay, you want to start up an IT company, you go through them, you do registration, they look at your documents, they give some information, they give some directive. They are like in between. If you are saying you need a solution, a software, let me use that word so that people can actually understand. You need a software or you need something, you want this company to do it for you. You can go through this regulatory body, or they serve as an intermediary. It's like you're talking about anything accounting, and you can report any accounting firm to ICANN. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So now we have CPN to regulate some of the things that, when it comes to IT. Now, another body is coming up, which is NSB. Another body is, they also have in their policy, members of this, they want to also have a council. And CPN is also is a council on its own. Yeah. So we are now talking about NSB again, council, to also regulate, to duplicate, to also do what CPN actually want to do. Do you understand? And another one is this NITDA, the same thing. Repeating what they want to do. NITDA said, okay, you must come to them before they do this. They are the one that should give approval that you should have this particular innovation hub established in the Diaba. Okay, this is what you need to do. If you are paying fine, if you are paying licensing fee, if you want to do this, they should be the one giving you the autonomy. It's like you have the NBC regulating what is going on in media house today. Now you now want to have a 3-body regulating what IT guys are doing. It won't be conducive for us to actually play, and that's why we are losing a lot of tech guys to leaving the country to go and actually work. So it's not going to be easy.
If I develop an app now, of course, I want the app to be on Play Store. For people to download. Do I also need these regulations or these regulatory bodies to approve this?
If you develop an app now, that app will be approved by Google itself, the Play Store. Do you understand? Now, before Google does anything, Google also have in contact with our regulatory body. For instance, if you have paid for an advert on Facebook in the last 2-3 weeks, the 7.5% VAT has been implemented. I purchased a Zoom account yesterday. Do you know that about 7.5 VAT that the Minister of Finance mentioned that by January 2022, in conjunction with the Ministry of Communication, this VAT will be added. If before you are paying 4,000 naira, now you are paying about, let's say 4,008 before, you pay about 5,000 naira now. That VAT has been added. To tell you that those foreign companies, the Google Play Store that want to approve my app, before my app can be listed under Google Play Store, they have in contact with our regulatory body. Yeah. Do you understand? Okay, this is what we want. We don't want this, we want this. They of course, they can't just come because they are using our IP. There's no way Google Play Store that is working in America, once it's here, it's redirected to our own domain. That's what people don't know. That's why when you are browsing, when you look at your address bar, you discover that when you are using facebook.com, when you log in, it will redirect you to facebook.com.ng, our own domain here in Nigeria. They cannot do anything, they cannot just come here. And that's why they were able to shut down Twitter for that long period of time. So when you are searching here, when you are browsing with our own internet, they actually regulate, they actually, give instruction on what to do. So that's where the something is. So Google has the right to actually give, okay, this app what's listed, do you understand? And Google cannot do anything without Nigeria. That's why we have Google country manager in Nigeria. They have their office. You remember one of the requirements that Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, mentioned that Twitter should come and set up their office here. They should come and do this, this and that. So they are working in conjunction with the Ministry of Communication, Information, and some of these computer regulatory body that we're talking about.
But I mean, that seems to me as the right move, because if these tech giants are making so much in Nigeria, there have been talks that they should also pay taxes.
Of course, they've been paying taxes now. Now we now want to look at the impact of that tax on the Nigerian economy. Yes, I did a Facebook advert, was 3 or 4 days ago. In fact, the price has actually increased. 7.5, they've implemented it. I purchased Zoom account yesterday. The price is quite different. I did a 1-month subscription. It's quite different from the one we did last year, to tell you that this has been implemented. And what we are now calling on the Minister of Finance or the Nigerian economy is that we need to see the impact of this thing. Because tech guys are lamenting. No power supply, even running the company, keeping a company running has become something else. Look at the price of diesel, even if you are not using a petrol generator. So, and you need to put power on your gadgets before you can actually work. So these are some of the challenges. Collecting tax from them, it's a good one. It's a good one because those people are also making huge amount of money from the, we're talking about pay-per-click. Google cannot do anything. Google know the population of people visiting here in Nigeria. Facebook, do you understand? They have about 2.3 billion active users in Facebook. If you remove the people accessing it here in Nigeria, that's loss for them also. So they need more people to actually play on that page. So the tax federal government is receiving, we want to see the impact. Developing, giving us enabling environments. These are some of the issues. It's not that Nigeria cannot actually come up with their own video conferencing platform. But we are talking about where do you host this solution? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing.
We will have a few indigenous video conferencing apps.
Of course.
But the trend I've seen in recent times is the tech giants. Giants know how to swallow our indigenous apps by buying, and we're always willing to sell and make money. So is it about making money for the tech guys or making a change, making an impact?
There is no way they are not going to sell it. We are talking about policy now. You have mentioned about a video conferencing platform. Now, the first issue that some of us are even saying is that acceptability issue from the authority. Everybody wants to make use of Zoom. And we have our own Connect, indigenous. Do you understand what I'm saying? Connect, indigenous video conferencing platform. Acceptability. Do you understand? Do we really accept it? That's one. Now, about some of the IT companies that actually been bought by foreign companies, I don't want to mention their name. Now, the issue is that if they look at their sustainability, it's not that they are buying it total off, do you understand? But certain percentage. Keeping an organization running, my brother, keeping a company running in Nigeria is something so difficult. You have to pay for this, you have to do this. Look at the cost of even electricity. Look at what we are spending on that. Everything is increasing. Everything is increasing. Total blackouts when most of the companies, this is not the first time, most of the companies relocating from Nigeria to Ghana because of the cost of the electricity. Somebody that wants to set up a barbing shop today must buy clipper, put a shop there, other accessory. That person, before the person can start doing anything in that shop, must purchase a generator. And when you even have generator, where is that fuel? The cost of fuel. The fuel we are buying at the rate of 190, 200 naira, 210 black market. Do you understand? So these are some of the critical issues. That's why some of them, they don't want this company to just, go obsolete. Do you understand? And that's why they are trying to look at a private, a foreign investor. Come and buy this, come and acquire this. When you cannot compete, when you cannot do this, do you understand what I'm saying? That's where we are having that kind of challenge. So government should continue to create more enabling environment. And that's why it's a kudos that the state government came up with the idea of Ogun. But we are also calling on the government to do more. State government to, make that place more fascinating. Make it available for people to actually use more, where you can actually bring tech guys. We want to change people's orientation that you can do more in the field of technology. Forget about what people are saying about Yahoo, how much are they making? How many of them can compete with the lives of Zuckerberg? Don't let us mention some of these companies. What are they making? Do you understand?
So compete with Inoluwa.
In Yaboeji, do you understand? That's FSI. And we are talking about Andela. We are talking about GB Agbola. Do you understand? These are big guys in, go and see what they are. Do you know what it takes for Nigeria to have about 4 companies in Unicorn? That's last year. Now we have about six of them, indigenous company in Nigeria, to tell you what they are making. So we want the state government to also, do more in that Ogun Tech Hub. Do you understand? So that people, it's a beautiful environment governor has done by, giving us the place. Okay, you guys come and develop yourself. Private sectors come together, but we want more, making it more enabling environment for people to use the power supply, data, that environment itself, so that we want tech guys, because it's going to be a good advantage for us in Ogun State, where we have Ogun State's highest number of tertiary institutions. We depend on youth. And all these schools, we have students of computing, students of electrical electronics engineering coming together, developing a solution.
Okay, now what policies, at the central level now, what policies would work? Like I did say in my introduction, that ICT has been seen as that possible mainstay, for our economy, but it remains to be seen if it can't be the mainstay of our economy. But potentially, we could say yes. So what policy do you think can drive this?
Now, when you're talking about policy, the 3 body mentioned, NSB, NITDA, and CPN, they need to come together. Do a thorough consultation with all the stakeholders. Let there be involvement. I was happy that they were here in Abeokuta about some months ago, and we were also there. That this is what Ogun Tech community, this is what we are doing. This is what we actually want. Now we want more of stakeholders. The one that was held last week in Abuja, that's why the NBA also frowned at it. That this is, why are you duplicating? Why are you making this? So let's bring them together, come up with a policy that can solve the existing problem. Do you understand? I was even surprised when we begin to see policy in the dominance of this particular administration. I don't know why we are coming up with a different policy when we have about, let me say, 12 to 10 months to actually leave an office. Policy should come up at the beginning in your administration, so that you can actually implement some of these things. Even seeing, why are you making policy for somebody coming up, coming behind you? Do you understand? When we have a regulatory body called CPN, do you understand? I was in a chat with the president of CPN, Mr. Kolejago, on Friday. That was this. He said, these are some of the mess in the country. When a lot of people are coming up, when we have a regulatory body that should do all this. So we want all the stakeholders' involvement. Everybody play. I should be able to tell you that this is what is going on. Somebody playing in Lagos, a Nigerian in Ghana, a Nigerian in US, cannot really understand the problem we are facing in Abeokuta when it comes to IT development. So even somebody in Lagos cannot really understand it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, those of us in Abeokuta, Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, everybody, let's have our own, contribution to some of this policy. Engagement. Okay, this is what we want to do. Take our input. Take our own input. Then when you now look at it, okay, this is what you are now coming up. It's not just that you are setting up a rule and it's like FIFA, I want to do some things now. They will call all the stakeholders. Okay, this is what we are bringing in, and that's why they want to implement.
Are you also interfacing well enough with the government? Is there a president that could even walk up to the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy? Are you ready to lobby, for certain things? Do you speak with one voice?
Of course. Just like what you have said now, Minister of Communication is a member of Nigerian Computer Society. I'm a member of Nigerian Computer Society. We have a platform. We have a lot of programs. Do you understand what I'm saying? CPN is the regulatory body of all IT professionals. Nigerian Computer Society is the umbrella body for all IT. Now we are together.
But is that society not too broad, to accommodate the
all IT professionals?
All IT professionals. No, now that we are seeing people doing well in fintech and the likes.
Yes. Now, NCS is umbrella body for all IT professionals. Then we now have a different segment. It's like somebody in media now. Some are in broadcasting. Some are in printing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, we also have those purely e-spon. They are into software. Instead of Software Pattern of Nigeria, they are under NCS. NCS under CPN. So we have all those. Those in purely in hardware, we have them. Those in fintech, we have them. So we have all this body. But everybody must try and make, they were all there. They were all there at that stakeholders engagement. And that's why all of them frown. I could remember when I was listening to the speech of the ISPON president, Mr. Shine, that this is like duplicating an effort, existing one. We need to move beyond this. It's like somebody coming up and saying 32 countries should go to World Cup. We already have 32 countries going to World Cup. So what are you also planning? What are you bringing on board? What's the innovation are you coming up? Already there's a structure. We know the number of countries going to World Cup. So what else? Why are you duplicating some of the existing policy and regulation that we have in Nigeria?
Okay, now we are running out of time, but quickly, this crackdown on fintech companies operating in the foreign exchange space, we saw the freezing of accounts belonging to 4 prominent Nigerian startups for not complying with CBN's regulation on forex. Some are saying, well, the CBN is envious of the growth of these companies, and we've seen recent crackdown on certain, forex or fintech companies. Recently, the loan operators also, I think, they are not being spared, right now. I mean, what do you think?
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. If CBN is, clamping down some of these fintech companies, it's a good one. They must have done something wrong. And this is something that involves money. CBN is the body, is the apex body when it comes to the issue of financial stuff in Nigeria. They have to look at it. If people are complaining about those 4 companies that were clamped down, why do we have the likes of the Paystack, Flutterwave? Do you understand? They are existing.
Because the impression in some quarters is that the CBN is not friendly with that.
No. I don't want to agree with that. Okay. Because I don't want to agree with that. So why do we have others? I don't want to mention different payments gateway, fintech company that we have in Nigeria. There are many.
What about that of cryptocurrency when accounts were?
A lot of country has a lot of things when it comes to policy. If Nigerian government is saying there's a policy yesterday that has been implemented in January that you cannot make any transaction in Nigeria above, if you want to buy anything online, above $20. It was in a month. Before we have about $100, and it's affecting many people. When I want to make payments for the Zoom account, I have to contact somebody in Ghana. That's something else. These are some of the things we are, trying to appeal to CBN and those who are making this law. But clamping those 4 companies down, they must have seen some things wrong about them. And because we still have many fintech companies that are playing today. And about digital loan lenders, you must have seen that it's embarrassing. Look at the number of messages you've been receiving when you are not there, when you are giving somebody loan. Do you understand? So the CBN, they are doing their work now, clamping them down because they have to stop embarrassing a lot of people.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adekunle Adurosimi, the president of Ogun Tech community. Many thanks for coming, and best of luck in your activities as you are trying to teach the younger ones, trying to make them internalize some of these innovations in communication technology, coding and the likes. I think that's just the future.
Yes.
Or I should say the future.
That's the future. That's the way to go.
That's the way to go. Yes. So thanks. We've been looking at the policies and Nigerian innovative ecosystem, and Mr. Adekunle Adurosimi has told us a lot about the ecosystem, but still calling on government to do more to help the startups, because we are seeing more startups these days. So this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of New Dawn, the Yoruba version of the program. Otunjo, we call it. Will come your way tomorrow, while on Friday another set of anchors will be on set to anchor this program. Tunja and I will see you again on Wednesday for another scintillating edition of New Dawn. So have a lovely day. Bye for now.
you find yourself in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria, your home is right on your fingertips. Yes, Continental Suites. Continental Suites is the only place with a well-equipped gym. Come try out the modern massage room with a sauna. Sit back and relax at our pool bar and take a dive in our swimming pool.
Come watch lovely movies in our exclusive cinema.
Come have a taste of our different delicious delicacies at our Chinese restaurant. And we also serve local and international dishes. Relax and give yourself a treat at our standard room, executive room, deluxe room. Check out the Ambassador Suite. We call it Continental Suite. You call it beautiful. Continental Suite is on IBB Boulevard, Ibarra, Abeokuta, Ogun State. For more information, please call 08033734340 or www.continentalsuites.org. Continental Suites, still unparalleled standards.
My name is Chief Olumide Falola. We want you to join our consultant team. Though we have over 300 as we speak, join them and make not less than ₦1 million within 2 months.
Sweet Estate is at it again. Be a consultant for free and earn millions of naira as you sell lands easily with the use of Sweet Estate facilities such as Sweet Estate Online TV, Sweet Estate Mobile Office, and Sweet Estate Recording Studio. To become a partner with Sweet Estate, join us at Sweet Estate House, Bola Ajibola Street, opposite Egba High School, Ashero, Abeokuta. For more information, please call or WhatsApp. Also, the Sweet Estate Appreciation Week is ongoing with almost 400,000 naira deduction in Sweet Estate. Don't miss out this opportunity. Take action today.
Ijabu will be agog on Saturday, April 16, 2022, as runners from across Ogun State and beyond run for inspiration in the Masa Ishoyin 21-kilometer half marathon. The race will begin at Sade Rennes Palace, Ishoyin, and will end at Ishoyin Grammar School Field as runners jostle for prize money in both male and female categories: 150,000 naira for the first position, 75,000 naira for the second position, and 50,000 naira for the third position, as well as consolation prizes. Free online and physical registration of runners and the accreditation will end on Saturday, April 9, 2022 at Ishoyin Central Business District, Ishoyin, Ijabu North East Local Government. Masa Ishoyin 21-kilometer half marathon, Saturday, April 16, 2022. Run for inspiration.
It's here again, the 11th edition of the Gateway International Trade Fair 2022, organized by the Ogun State Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Ogun Sima, in collaboration with the Ogun State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR, the Executive Governor of Ogun State. The theme of the 11th Gateway International Trade Fair 2022 is Harnessing the Agricultural Value Chain for Sustainable Industrial and Economic Development. Date Friday, 25th of March to Monday, 4th of April 2022. Time is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Venue is the MKO Abiola Trade Fair Complex beside the Nigerian Immigration, Kobakwe Road, Okemoson, Abeokuta, Ogun State. For more information, call 0803-346-9742 or 0803-361-6560. You can also follow us on Facebook at Ogun Sima or watch all of our activities on YouTube at Ogun Chambers of Commerce. Gateway International Trade Fair, exhibiting the ingenuity of our people to the world.
Victor Sam Hotel and Suites, VFS Suites, a place of spectacular standard known for quality service delivery. Our hotel, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities with 24 hours power supply and effective security system, located in a beautiful, convenient, and friendly environment. At Victor Sam Hotel and Suites, we excel in overall service and equal to none at providing beautiful experiences for all customers. We have an outstanding outdoor bar and executive bar for VIPs. Our convenient space is also available for all events with enough parking space. Our restaurant is uniquely designed to suit your taste. Victor Sam Hotel and Suites is located at Agbopa Phase 2, Jaguno, Olokuta, Idiaba, Abeokuta. Telephone 0701 511 6599 or 0802 666 8399. Victor Sam Hotel and Suites, VFS Suites, home of hospitality.
Showing today on One Cute Niger.